Real connection is the most valuable experience you may have in your life. Why? Because everything that is worthy in this world comes from a connection between two human beings. We look at each other, we put down our walls, we open up, we relax, we bring up our emotions, and we create this atmosphere of pure trust and acceptance where everything can be shared. This is the beginning of the magic. It is the beginning of the friendships, the beginning of the romances, beginning of the relationships, and the beginning of the partnerships too. It is the alpha and the omega of the human experience. Why is it so difficult sometimes, especially when we grow up, to find this authentic connection with another human being? It seems like when you are over 30 or over 40, it's very difficult to create these strong bonds that we were creating when we were between 10 and 25 years old, 30 years old, easily with many people. We made a lot of friends, of connections, romances, beautiful, intense experiences with people. Somehow it becomes difficult to find them, to create them. In this video, I will explain you why this is happening and what you can do to break this tendency and to have again this beautiful experience of human connection in your life, no matter how old are you, no matter if you're a woman or a man, no matter what are you doing with your life, no matter if you think that you are beautiful or you think that you are ugly, these tips will fully change the way you connect with people. I am Pablo, this is Inner Spark, the place where we talk about conscious relationships and spirituality. If you like the content, please subscribe, give this thumbs up. Let's start with the video. So the first question would be, if it is so pleasant and the potential of the human connection is so high, how is possible that we stop having this connection and we isolate ourselves in a life full of thoughts and mental images that does not bring us these intense experiences of the real connection? Well, to answer this question, we need to understand what happens in our life when we fully open to this world. When we are a child and we open our heart to this world, and we are very sensitive, we are very young, very sensitive. Still, we didn't develop the mechanisms to understand what is going on in this world. And in this world, there are very rough energy, very heavy energy, a lot of judgment, a lot of rejection. And if we are not able to manage and to navigate these experiences, and we fully open because we come to this world, we are fully open, our heart is fully open, the experience may be so much intense that we may, as an act, protect ourselves, to close, to build boundaries, to build protections, to cover our heart. In this process, we start creating personalities, ideas, opinions, perceptions, point of views, and all this mental construct becomes our shell, our defensive shield to preserve our integrity, to avoid these unpleasant experiences. But the problem is that when we cover this sensitive part of us, we lose the capacity to create this connection. So this is the thing that we do when we are a child, and we bring this kind of shell, this closeness with us all our life in an unconscious way. And in this way, this shell is growing more and more. And that's why when we become older and older, it becomes more difficult to connect with people. It's not because people become weird or they become indifferent or whatever. It's that really our protection is growing so much that we totally lose the capacity to open and to connect with the sensitive side of the other person. Then we start creating relationships that they are based in very superficial events. They are based in, let's say, let's exchange some time together, doing some activity together, so we share in the level of the physical body. For example, we go for a bike together and we share this time together, or we start sharing in the level of the mind, concepts, idea. And then I tell you, oh, I think this, and you may say, oh, I think the same. Oh, we have the same idea, we agree on this. Oh, we have a connection. Okay, this kind of connection, it works, it exists, it's real, but it's not so powerful like the connection that happens in the emotional level and deeper level. That's why when you connect with someone in the mental level, you may have a nice experience with this person, but you may lose and forget very fast this interaction, because the interaction that really impact and leave an imprint in your body, in your mind, in your system are the interactions that awake emotions in you. You remember this teacher in the school who was making jokes and making fun and creating a good atmosphere and making the people laugh. This is the teacher you remember. This is the lessons you remember. This is probably the subject you enjoyed the most in your high school. So the question is, how can we put down these walls, put down this shield, this tension, and be open to establish this kind of relationship again? But it's not only about us. The question is even bigger. There is a second question. The second question is, how can we make people to feel trust, to feel relaxed, so they can put down their walls and indeed this beautiful connection may happen. I will share with you 4 very powerful hacks that you can use in any interaction, and if you use them, you will be able to open this space, to create this space of trust and comfort, and this beautiful connection will happen, this connection in the deep level, so you will create something beautiful with this person. Friends, potentially it may be friendship, it may be a collaboration, a cooperation, it may be a romance, it may be a relationship, conscious relationship. The first thing, and the most important, put aside your intentions and your personal selfish purpose. Meaning, you may be looking for a partner, you may be looking for friends, or you may be looking for clients. I don't know if you are building your business, or if you want to make a family, you want to build a relationship. You have your selfish, your personal, individual intentions. And this is good. This is not bad. But when you approach to have a connection and you do it only to manage to get what you want to get, you won't be able to relax and enjoy. You will feel like you need to have success to have the result that you want. You will actually try to use the human connection to get your purpose, to get your goal. When we do this, we cannot relax, we look needy, and the other person usually perceives this tension and the connection cannot happen. Why? Because we are giving more importance to our individual goal than the connection itself. So how we can connect if we value more what we want than the connection itself? We will pay more attention to our side, to our perspective, to our interest, and we won't be able to pay attention to the other person, what the other person needs, what the other person is looking for, what the other person is feeling. So the framework that I propose you for this is this one. Realize that the most valuable thing is the human connection, is the most enjoyable thing ever. If you build human connections wherever you are, no matter if you are looking for something specific for you or not, just for the fact and for the joy to have a real connection, your needs will be met eventually, because this human connection will bring a lot of abundance to your life. So first proposal for you, focus on the connection, fall in love with the connection, and the rest will come by itself. The second point is about where the connection happens, in which level the connection happens. Realize that the connection that is powerful, that really create bond, is the connection that happens in the emotional level. As I told you before, many people try to create connection by doing the same thing with the body. Let's go to play football together. Let's go to have a walk together. Or many people try to connect through the mind, through the thoughts, through the ideas. This is creating very weak, passing connections. The connection that really lasts, the connection that create the motivation in the other person to call you back, to tell you, hey, I want to see you again, man. I want to see you again, my friend. Because it was so nice to talk to you. It was so amazing. It was full of emotion, This is the emotional connection. So whatever you do in your interaction, you need to be able first, you to open your emotional part with no fear, to show your emotions as they are, and to invite the other person, of course not to push, but to invite, to create the right atmosphere, which is a non-judgmental atmosphere with no rejection, with no judgments, and put your attention to see. You can ask yourself, what is the emotional state of this person? Maybe the person is full of energy, happy, feels joy. Maybe the person is a bit sad. Maybe the person is a bit frustrated. Maybe the person has a personal problem and needs to share a bit. If you manage to create this beautiful opportunity for the other person to open, this emotional side will do the rest. This emotional connection will be the blast that they are looking for, the real encounter. And how to do this? Okay, this takes me to the third point. Ask. There is a lot of fear in asking questions to the people out of curiosity. We may think sometimes that if we ask, we are going to bother people. We're going to disturb their peace. We are going to sound like we are too curious. We are going to maybe come closer to their intimacy, and we may feel rejected. People may be upset with us or whatever. Truth is, we all everyone want to share. We all want to share our story. We all want to share our feelings, our emotions, our sensations. We are longing to share ourselves, to express ourselves. And the best way to create this opportunity is to stop telling your story, stop telling your inner dialogue, you stop talking compulsively, and make a question, ask a question, an open question that invite the other person to tell his or her story. Probably when the other person realizes that you are allowing this to happen through your questions, probably the other person will relax, will feel very happy, and will start sharing, and you will start listening and knowing this person better. And connection is about this, is about knowing each other, meeting each other. And this takes me to the last point, my last proposal for you today. When you ask, you need to use the most powerful tool that you can use ever in communication, the silence. Let the silence talk. Let the silence spread between you and your partner or your the person you are talking to, you are interacting to. The silence is the best invitation for us to look inside, to create awareness, to observe what is going on, and to be able to frame in words our emotional state. The emotional state is so changing and chaotic that sometimes we need this silence and this patience to be able to observe it and to explain it in the shape that is understandable. This silence is the key to open the emotional, to open and to give the right interpretation to our emotional world. So when you fall in love with the connection, with any human being you may encounter, you may meet in your life, when you fall in love and you seek this connection by the sake of the connection itself, and you know that the real connection happens in the emotional level, so you pay attention and target this emotional state of the other person, and you show freely your curiosity through words, and you are patient, allowing, giving time, space, and silence to the other person to meet his or her own emotional space. Both of your emotional space will flourish, both of them, they will meet each other, and they will create something amazing, a real human connection. From there, you may get beautiful romance, beautiful friendship, beautiful cooperation, or maybe just a beautiful encounter, random encounter in a random place. But I'm sure you know these are the most sweet, exciting experiences that we may have in our life. These random encounters where we really connect, show ourselves, and someone really show himself or herself to us with no fear, with full trust. So my invitation for you, my friend, today is break this social ice, this social isolation, this tendency to be all the day in the concepts, all the day in our minds, all the day by ourselves, and taste again this amazing feeling of being connected to the world through being connected with this person that you are meeting right now. This is the beginning of the big, great stories of success. I want you to have this success. You deserve it. You will have it. Enjoy your day, my friends. See you in the next video.